nice we got the room to ourselves, huh?
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
Well, my philosophy is, why not just play it perfect and be close to the ball almost all the time, and then when you have to, then you can do all the fancy stuff too.
Yeah,
Why
instead of just hitting and making a shot and ending up, you know, at the other end of the table. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's what I tried to do. Even when Raleigh came up and coached me at this last match, I said, Raleigh, you know, you got me going up and down the table. What I'm trying to do now in games is play half the table. You know, and just see if I can just work half the table and get good ball position. And then, you know, if I got to hit something and get my cue ball down there, I will. But, you know, having me go up and down, you know, with long shots is just asking me to make a problem.
Are you talking about mostly for 8-ball?
Yeah, mostly for 8-ball.
Yeah.
Mostly for 8-ball. But, I mean, and then Raleigh came to me and he goes, well, if you want to get those long ones, he goes, shorten up your pitch. I said, where the hell were you 2 years ago? You were here, you were watching me with long shots. He said it, and somebody else said it, who was a good pool player, in a matter of 2 days
Yeah.
for each other. I said, where the hell were you guys? It's almost like good pool players don't want to share their secrets. Is that possible?
Well, especially back in the day, because there was no YouTube and all this stuff. There was no secrets out there, hardly any books. So back then, they were definitely heavily guarded. But now there's so much info out there. If a good player doesn't want to share a secret, then
I've seen a
you can
lot
learn
of stuff
somewhere
on
else
YouTube.
to go be that good player. You know what I
I've
mean?
seen a lot of stuff on YouTube. You know, you talk about this thick and thin stuff.
Yeah.
That's what Mike was doing. Dirty Mike, he was showing. He goes, well, this is the kind of aiming system I do, and it's kind of simple. It doesn't take, you know, the head spot cut, and it doesn't take the really extreme ones. But it takes, like I said, you know, like 70–80% of your regular shots. And then, you know what else? It also gives you just a feeling of, I know what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to hit this thing the right way. You know, and that kind of confidence works for me, at least. You know, because it was always, I'd get in front of one of those shots and I was like, Jesus, I think this is the way I'm supposed to set it up, and I'm hoping it's going to go in.
Well, what I would recommend is if you're going to use those, use them only as a guideline.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
And determine, okay, if this is thick, is it a little bit more than thick, a little thicker than thick?
Right.
Try to find all those little mini increments in between.
Yeah, I'll do like 2 systems at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'll get behind it and I'll line it up the way I normally do and then see if that kind of agrees with this.
Yeah.
But the drill that I always did, you know, the 1-to-1, the 1-to-2, the 1-to-3, and then go all the way down the diamonds, you know, stinking in the corner, it works perfectly for that. You know, because most of those shots are half ball hits. You know, and I didn't know that. I was working that drill for months, missing, you know, the first couple diamonds, missing all the time. And then I finally figured it out. It's like, okay, now I get it. You know,
Okay. So is there anything before I like bring something up? Is there anything that you want to talk about?
No, bring something up. It's really 8-ball positioning, you know, after the break.
Yeah.
You know, how to position the cube. And I'm pretty good on which ball to go after, which stripe or solid.
Yeah.
You know, I feel pretty good on that.
Yeah.
And I'm confident in 4 and 5 ball runs. Whether I screw them up in the middle of it, you know, like I'll screw up a shot on the cue ball and it won't end up where I wanted to, that's fine. But I can see a 5 or a 6 ball pattern, you know, going off the table.
What about execution?
That's what I'm talking about. You know, the execution, you know,
Yeah.
I still have to wrestle with, if I get the first 3 in my plan, I'm feeling really good and I start to move faster and I don't line up and, or, you know, you skip a point. So I'm getting away from that.
Well, I like to always go back to basic skills.
Yeah.
Right? So, like draw shot, follow shot, right? So, that's like a gauge of where you're at or what you might need to work on.
Well, that's what I do to warm up. I do the Fargo drill to warm up on the diamonds.
I don't know, I'm not aware of a Fargo drill.
Well, you start with, like to do the stop shot. You have the ball here, solids, and you go 1 diamond, 2 diamond, 3, all the way back, and you stop the cue ball right there.
Yeah.
And then you do a draw where the cue ball doesn't go past this line. And then you take the 2 balls and you go back diamond to diamond, follow where the cue ball bounces off and doesn't go past this line.
Yeah, you draw back to each diamond. That's a drill I teach. I never heard about a Fargo drill, right? But,
it
but
was
that's
just
cool.
out of Fargo Billiard, you know. There are probably a million people do it.
They probably after I released my DVD is when they all came out.
Yeah.
Because no one was doing this stuff.
Oh, really?
Like a lot of these
I've
drills.
seen another drill
Yeah.
that uses just this square
Yeah.
as the area where the cue ball should done, and I think that's a more legitimate target to go after. You know,
What's the
instead of
square?
sending your cue ball all the way to the other side of the table, but it's still within that diamond, you know?
At least what I want to see is your draw shot. So shoot this one ball, actually. You're right-handed, right?
Yes.
So why don't you shoot the one from over here?
Okay.
This will just get us started.
All right.
But it'll be like a refresher on all the little things that you need to do.
Okay.
Because that's at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, the
You know?
basics, without a doubt.
Yeah. So I just want to see how far you can draw it. You've got a few chances. Now that I like. I remember a few months ago.
I couldn't get it more
when we
than
were
2
here,
inches.
Yeah. See, that was nice because your focus was on your delivery. You went through the bottom of the ball nice.
I also took that angle that you showed me.
Yeah.
I said, might as well go
Right.
with this.
That was real nice. All right, so the pocket's relatively big when you're this close. So it is. If you do cut it over here, then that's why it'll scratch.
Now, how do you determine how far you're going to draw? Because if you hit the ball really well, I've seen guys go for a draw and hit the ball really well and have that people take it
Well,
off.
that's what I want to see. I want to see your maximum draw. You determine it by putting the most power you have.
Okay.
Just for what I'm asking right now.
Okay. You're going to get it in there.
Yeah. Stay with the shot.
Yeah.
Don't jump up so quick.
Yeah.
Stay with your bridge hand especially, and don't move your body. There you go. See that cue ball's gonna stall out a little bit when you hit it hard. It's gonna give you time to move out of the way.
Right.
So you don't want to move out of the way before you deliver the good stroke.
Follow through all the way.
So, so that the main thing is your bridge hand,
Yeah.
and then your stroke that goes with it. So come to here. Only once this cue stops, then after that, that's when you can move your bridge hand.
Okay.
You don't do this. Come through and move your
I
bridge
see.
hand.
Okay.
It's 1, 2.
Okay.
If you have to get out of the way quick, otherwise you just stay down there.
I think if you're thinking about it, you actually go 1.5 seconds into the motion and you screw yourself up.
There you go. I like how straight that was. So, you know, I'd even like you to have the cue ball come back, hit your tip, and then jump up. Like,
All right.
that means that you're getting a nice whip on the cue ball. But I don't want you to do that because I don't want to hurt your shaft. But that's almost an indication that you're drawing.
I wouldn't let it hit that.
Yeah, just move out of the way just before it hits your tip, comes out
Ah.
your tip. Yeah. There you go, nice delivery. And then the other way around it is, we'll just move the ball a little bit further from the object ball. That'll give you a little bit more time to
Okay.
get out of the way.
Do you always do a closed bridge when you draw on the...
Most of the time, not always, but most of my power draws, yeah. I like how you stayed with that. Like you stayed down and follow through.
Right.
Right.
It feels better too. It feels like you're finishing shots, you know, you're getting them
Absolutely.
to.
Now, where you're standing right now, is that how you, the level that your head is at on most of your shots?
Not all of them. The ones that are really challenging, I'll get down and get my chin over the
Yeah.
tube. Should I do that for all of them?
Well, I'd like to see you get down further.
Okay.
Because on the draw, you're going to find that you can see where you're going through on the ball better.
So it doesn't draw off to the side.
Yeah, you'll find you get a nice stroke,
Okay.
so you don't jump the ball even though you haven't done that. But there you go. So, actually, that's really most of your draw shots. You don't have to do like a power draw, right? And you don't need a long bridge.
Right.
But when you want a power draw, you're going to need a little bit of backstroke.
So you can get
Right?
all of that.
Yeah. So you don't want to have a super close bridge for a power draw.
Right.
But if you do have a pretty close bridge, you want to make advantage of the whole distance and pull all the way to here, as opposed to coming back here
I see.
and then trying to push. It's almost too late.
Yeah.
The timing has to be, and power has to be like Bruce Lee coming through. You got to utilize that because I know you're martial artists, But if you're gonna do that, you gotta utilize that and actually hit it.
Come
Yeah.
from billiards.
So yeah, that's pretty good distance. Pull back all the way.
I just don't like the feel.
So you look at how it came back.
Yeah.
A little bit nicer, right?
Yeah, getting back to my fingers with this.
Yeah. Do that one thing. You add that to your game on your power, all your power shots. You're gonna be better for the rest of your life on power shots. So now there's a couple schools of thought with the length of backstroke.
Right.
One is that the softer you hit it, the less you have to pull back. Right, and that's just a common sense thing. Oh, I'm gonna hit it soft, pull it back
Like
up
for safeties
a little bit.
for lags and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
or for just a short shot, you just come to here and then you hit it. I never thought about that in my life. I always just tried to do speed control, and I figured out how to do it. And I found out later that I was doing that naturally, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I never tell someone you have to do something, right? And then when you watch a player like Chris Melling, he'll break that rule because on every single shot he pulls back all the way. So if he's gonna hit it soft,
And then he'll come up and just touch
he's like
it.
here, and then just like come through like
Yeah,
that.
I
You know what I
wouldn't be
mean?
able to do that.
I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying.
Do you hold with the theory that as far back as you come should be as far forward as you go? I've heard that before too.
I don't. I know. It's not something that I've tried to do.
Doesn't seem to make much sense to me, but except for just getting a basic follow through on the shot.
Yeah, I mean, once you start following through, then you just do it. And as you do speed control drills,
Right.
you just automatically hone that in. If you're worried about the distance of follow through, I would only bring that up if you're not following through at all.
That's what I
You know
need,
what I mean?
speed control drills. That
Speed
seems
control
to be the
drills,
best.
yeah.
A guy told me a long time ago, he said the difference between a pro and an amateur is a pro knows his speed all the time. Plays his speed all the time.
Yeah. Okay, one thing that one of my coaches when I was 25, he couldn't play as good as me, but he was a good coach. He was backup running back to O.J. Simpson at UCLA. He was
Really?
like a real athlete, yeah.
Well, that's a guy that never got to play.
But he was there, right? After all that, he really took pool up, and he got into human performance for sports, for any sport.
Right.
He'd be talking about how you walk, the angles of your feet as you're walking, how you're breathing.
That's a pro athlete talking.
Exactly.
I mean, the wide eyes and everything else.
Yeah, and then walking, going like this with your fingers. We did a lot of cool drills,
Yeah.
right? So he taught me some things, and it was really good what he taught me. I can't remember why I brought him up, but well, speed control.
Yeah.
I still don't remember why I brought him up, but okay, so.
He introduced you to a nice girl or something.
Oh yeah, he always did. Yeah. He actually had my old MEUCCI.
There you go.
Well, he passed away, so I got to contact his family.
How old is he? He was only like. He's had pro football knocks the shit out. You know, there's so many head contacts. I'm amazed. And you never hear about the older football players.
I know, right? They just kind of.
They die. You know. I mean, like Lyle Alzado. When I heard that he was dead at such a young age, I think the Oakland Raiders defensive lineman, I couldn't believe it. He was a beast on the field. You find out that steroids and drugs. He was a defensive lineman.
I know who he was. He was big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just hit one of these draws. So like real solid.
Oh,
on the
you
bridge.
have an animal draw.
Well, the main thing is my bridge, and then come back. And I moved out of the way just in time on that one because it came straight back.
Yeah, your whole stance is all like geometrically perfect.
So what I would do is spend a lot of time on trying to land on one spot for your draw. Like, I talk about, okay, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. All those spots don't matter until you can land on one of those spots, right?
Yeah.
Once you can really land on one of those, then that's actually like a whole day's practice.
And then that's also knowing all the spots in the cue ball that you have to hit.
Well, a lot of times on my draw, I actually always hit the ball in the same spot.
Okay.
Not anymore. Like sometimes on my, if I just
So
want to
we're
draw
not
back
talking
here-
about English or anything?
Yeah, not talking about English. So, because I want you to execute your 8-ball patterns, right? We'll get more into that, but to me, they're always no good unless you can actually execute the basics with speed control, consistency, and all that stuff. That's why we stick with. I'm always coming back to that, right? Okay. And I like how good you look at your stance and your stroke and everything is looking real good. So I just want to keep pushing you to that next level. Okay. So what I want you to do is we're going to set it up the same every time, and I want the cue ball to end up stop right here. Okay. Now if it stops on the rail and touches, that'll be perfect. So we'll just imagine this is here on the rail approach. Okay. Right. And then I'll mark the ball here.
That's what you see on the video when they have those little round stickies.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I like doing this because
those are nice and warm markers. I actually have those. I used to use them as bullet hole coverings for the targets. You know, so the guy would shoot up a target and I take those stickers and cover the holes, and now you have a clean target. So I could bring them in, actually. I still have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I just thought about it. Okay, so right here. Yeah.
You know what? The speed was beautiful. I could tell the speed was real nice. Right. So you want to analyze each shot after you do it. Make sure it's right on there. Okay. So you got a couple things. You got distance, which would be here. Right. And you got direction. Okay. Right. So if you drew back on this line and stopped here, that'll be perfect direction, but off on the distance. Right. If you drew back to here, it'll be good distance, but a bad direction. So you always want to analyze afterwards, you know, where you were right and where you were wrong, so you can keep making that adjustment. Okay. Yeah.
On the line.
This is about perfect distance. I mean, that's awesome, right? To me, I love that. And the direction. That's only like 5 degrees, really, when you're.
Yeah, you don't have to make too big of a mistake to be off a fair amount.
But that was good. So try to remember that speed as you get back as you do the shot again. That was better on direction. Yeah. A little bit longer, but not too much. I would say bridge. Keep that bridge solid. Okay. Hair longer. All right. Keep your head still. Just move your arm. Very good. Okay, that one. Do you remember how you pulled back on it?
Yeah, I jerked.
Yeah, like that. Yep. Right. So you want to go through and stop. Yep. All the way through, stop, and then get out of the way after you do that. It's pretty close to the object ball, so. And pull back on that one as well. Now you could do it where you don't hit it as low. Okay. But that means you have to hit it harder. Right. So.
Then that would give me a little bit more truer angle.
Not necessarily. No. That's just how accurate you hit it. You can hit it, you blast it, and still hit it perfect. But you don't want to. That does make it tougher. No, but I see what you mean. When you hit it harder, it keeps it on line. Keeps the ball on line. For the most part, this table's pretty level. So you know Bruce Lee pretty well. Some of his teachings.
Yes.
Remember, he said he's not afraid of the guy who's done 10,000 different punches, but he's afraid of the guy who's done one punch
10,000 times. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
So that to me would be something like this.
That's muscle memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the definition of it.
The problem is most people don't do it with speed control. They just do it making the ball, making the ball, making the ball, and they don't add that speed control component. Here we have making the ball and speed control. You want to make this dead perfect on that line too. I know it's an easy shot, but if you miss it offline a little bit, it still goes in.
Ironically, the straight shots have always been my nemesis.
Right. You want to get your chin down a little lower, looks like you came up. See, at least you're getting a real nice draw. I like that. You could choke up on the cue if you want to.
I think I'm going to do that to hit a shorter, because it gets. That's what I did when I didn't want to bring it so far. Just a little bit.
Let's have some kind of Mori trout or something. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I have. I've got this
Oh
Kamui trout.
yeah, I can see it here.
You don't like it?
Well, to me it's kind of creamy, but I know a lot of players
It's
love it.
a lot of spin. Good Lord. Man, with this tip, it's just, I have a blast with it. I've never been able to get the ball with the draw to hit it and then curl around and keep spinning. And
With the other trout?
yeah,
Really?
never been able to get the short tip like that.
All right. Choke up a little bit and see how it feels. Yeah, right there. Because now you're straight up and down. Okay, now the only thing is your tip
Yeah.
came through and then back and up, right? So come through confidently and then get a work.
Right.
It is a little close. In a minute we'll move. I'll move it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
we're gonna have to get a shot that I can make once in a while. Right over the spot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect direction.
That's the first time I've gotten it straight.
Right?
Yeah.
See, now you've accomplished something. Right?
Yeah.
You're getting closer, right? It's better than just hitting
Oh,
random balls,
definitely,
right?
definitely.
And if you can make one shot perfect on that spot,
Right.
on the table, now you're that much closer to really getting the speed of that table down. Which
Okay.
all these tables are the same. This is, if you ever play a match in here, you're going to do really well.
I think I have, I'm starting to get a feeling for it, you
Yeah.
know, and I know what I'm doing when it's really taking off. That's what I just hit it, didn't hit it as hard.
Beautiful. So, this is, to me, this is what practice is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the team to do this once in a while and just do certain shots and work on certain scenarios. And, well, I can't get them. They show up to practice and they want to just play games, play each other.
Be nice. You're real steady on that line. So as you do this drill, you're going to realize, oh, this shot is so sensitive to every little thing that I do back here.
Right.
It's going to force you to calm down, stay still, have more control in your arm. All that's going to happen because it has to happen. And you'll know that without me standing here, if you just do this, you're going to realize, oh, I better like zero in on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Become like a machine. Don't move my body. And you'll just get dialed into becoming a great player.
It took a long time to realize how many components are actually in the middle of a good shot. You know, it's
Right?
pretty incredible.
And the way you're staying still right now is like night and day compared to 10 minutes ago.
Really?
15 minutes ago, you first started hitting balls.
Yeah.
You're like moving around, like, you know what I mean? But you still look good, but now you look like really good.
You know, and I believe in that, in doing that, because that gives your mind the video that it needs for that shot. You have to stay down and watch what happens on that shot.
Yeah.
So you remember. You know, that believing in it and doing it sometimes are two different things. I snapped it.
You gave it a pretty good stroke. It was a good distance. You stroked through pretty good. I know you're just trying to get out of the way, so this is a little bit unusual shot. No, in your mind you think just a little bit more snap.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? But you're so good.
Right where all my canoes here.
The only thing I saw on that one.
I didn't follow through on that.
Yeah, and you didn't quite hit it as low, and your bridge was a little shaky. So if this gets shaky up here, then the tip placement when you hit it
Yeah.
is going to be questionable, which you don't want. You can't have that be questionable. Right? Just keep that bridge hand solid.
Yeah.
That's so important. the ball a little lower. If you hit it a little lower,
Okay.
you'll get that extra little draw.
All right.
There we go, nice. Right, oh, beautiful.
Hey!
That's your best one. Right, so when you got down lower that time,
Yeah, I
you
can
can
see
see the
it.
bottom of the ball
Yeah,
better, right?
yeah.
See how the ball's round? If you stand above it and you put you're trying to hit it low, you can't even see where
No.
you're hitting it, right? But when you come down here, you can actually see where you're hitting it. That's why you get down low.
Good thing balls aren't flat.
Right? That's true, huh?
I had to
Nice
throw one in
nose
there.
here, but- Get your chin down lower, so you're up 5 inches higher.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and then you do see that point.
Pull back further. So,
I came up on it.
yeah, well,
I looked at the target ball too.
Your tip came up, but you know why your tip came up? Because your hand went down.
Hand dipped,
Your
yeah.
hand dipped, right? So yeah, you got to keep that angle as you strike through the ball.
Yep.
Hi, Wendy. This is nice having our own pool hall.
Yeah, wow. I wish there was a
I know, right? Yeah, me too.
I was trying to jump. Shark is free, man.
So say we're playing a game.
All right.
So your stripes.
Yeah.
The eight ball's right here. You can't make it because you can't make it over there because these solids blocking it. You're trying to win the game. Something like this. You got this here.
Right. Okay.
You can't bank it cross side. Right?
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty much screwed on where I can go.
Yeah, I mean, make sure it's the same spot, right? So now this drill becomes very practical, right, in a game.
Yeah, and that kind of visualization usually helps me. It always
Yeah.
helped me when I was learning anything else.
Yeah. Focus on the spot, on where you have to get. Kind of quick with your bridge. You moved your bridge and you jumped up,
Yeah.
and you pulled back. You didn't stroke through. I mean, you came through a little bit, but you went toot toot, right? You got to go.
Pussy out of
Yeah. Remember, it's the same thing that you practice. Keep your head down. That's 7 9 minutes.
And yanked it.
Yeah. You're playing to land here. You're not playing
Yep.
for that 8, actually.
Right.
You're playing for here. The 8 is your next shot, but
Right.
you want to land here with all your feel the speed. Keep your bridge hand solid. Keep your head down. Beautiful stroke.
Get over there. I might be able to cut it in.
Alright, so that one looked like this. Right? You didn't even go to the table. You just kind of went up here
That's
and
crazy.
pulled back. So this has to be more solid.
One shot at a time.
Can you do this 10 times in a row without a ball?
Yeah.
Without a cue ball?
Sure. It's the other thing that distracts you, so I gotta just keep on narrowing my thought process to one shot at a time.
Actually hit that one pretty good. You went through the ball good. You yanked back only after you hit it because
Yeah.
you're getting out of the way.
Right.
It was actually a very good stroke. You just
Okay.
overcooked it is all.
Yeah.
Right? So your touch, you know, it was a very small difference. So I'd say try it again because that was almost perfect. So you're actually training yourself to do this in competition right now. This is actually preparing you because you're trying to land on that 8. But don't even think about that part. I see your tip's not on the table.
No, it's not. Come on, John. My hand was up too far. Okay.
That was really good. Only thing is you cut the ball to the left. That's why the cue ball came back this way. The speed was pretty good stroke. Stayed down good. So I'd say you're getting closer. And these are the things you want to ask yourself, what went wrong there? What do I have to fix on my next shot? Because you're trying to get perfect eventually. Ooh, nice stroke. Look at that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey.
A winner.
Hey. All right, take your time on this. You want to make this.
A winner.
Because you have to cut it a little bit, but that was a nice shot. Very nice.
That felt good.
See the thing, like you came like maybe 1 or 2 inches too far, but you still have position, right?
Yeah.
So if you try to play perfect and you get close, a lot of times that's good enough.
I forgot
right?
about the 8-ball and I just concentrated on trying to get a straight shot.
Yeah. So that was good.
That
So
was cool.
finally you got it, right?
Yeah,
So,
that was cool. So now you know you can do it, so it stays in the library.
yeah. And then what you do, so that's like the beginning of the drill. Actually, if I were you and by myself, I'd keep going until I land actually, at least some part of the cue ball is above that spot.
Uh-huh.
Or the base of the ball, or the spot is totally covered.
Okay.
That's what I would do, but we don't have time for that, right? But that's
Yeah.
what you have to do as training, right?
Yeah.
That's how you get better than everyone else
I
in a
only
short
have
amount of
about
time.
another 15 years of
Right?
life, so.
So that's shot 1, right?
Okay.
So now you're ready to move on to shot 2.
Let's go.
Right? Which will be just one more diamond further, right? Or you know what I mean? Or in this case, what we'll do is we'll hit the rail, and then the cue ball's got to come back down here,
Okay.
right? And that's
Yeah.
kind of what practice is. It's
Yeah.
But to me, it's so much fun because man, when you do land on that spot,
Yeah.
you can't beat that feeling, you know, because there's not many people who play perfect pool in the world. And if you're one of them, you have one good perfect shot. Now you're one of those people in the world who's playing a perfect shot.
I think in order to feel good about myself, I have to perfect what I'm doing. This is the only pursuit that I've really struggled with, you know, and I'm not happy about it. But
Yeah.
it's taken a while to learn all the elements, and you helped me a lot with that. Now that I know the elements, if I screw up on a shot, I usually know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
That's important.
Well, good, man. I'm glad to hear. What we'll do is we're gonna add. Actually, this is kind of. We don't want to wear this spot under the table.
Yeah, no.
So we're gonna.
Let's do a different shot.
Yeah.
They go, hey, who did that? That Pierson guy.
All right.
I'll start using the other chalk, that's fine.
Okay. So.
That way you won't get all pissed off.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Well, I don't think it's so much the chalk. It's
Oh yeah, it
just
is.
doing the same spot. You know.
People complain about that chalk for that reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Something else. This thing is taking over every element of my game. It's
That's
amazing.
awesome. MEUCCI, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a fact.
That's my sponsor, and I love my cue. John actually has the same model, but custom made for him. It's a beautiful cue. It's the Pro
That's
Series
not
5.
even pretty close now.
Yeah. His is a little bit better.
I
I'm
have
jealous.
2 rings now.
All right, so now what we're trying to do, even though this is actually a few inches longer here,
Right.
so it's kind of like, we look past that because I want you to have a little bit of room, a little bit of extra time. So I want you to draw it back to here,
Okay.
and then down to here for the well, let's say for
any shot.
yeah, for any shot really.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing 9-ball, then you want to keep an angle, right?
Yeah.
So you'd either go here or you go to the rail and then out. But for now, we'll just say you're trying to get straight in on the 8-ball. You're trying to freeze on the rail. So you're trying to play below the 8-ball.
Gotcha.
So you can get an angle. Lower your chin. Now look at your follow through. I like that. See, you're on the table,
Yeah.
you came through.
And that thing just kicked off.
You ended up here, of course you wanted to go this side, so that might have been a problem. But the reason that happened is because you cut it here.
Yeah.
So, but the speed was nice, you hit it good. But now you need to do it where you come back straight on your line, right? Because you want to perfect it. So,
Attachment.
yeah. What if this ball was here though?
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
This ball.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah, went right around. You're gonna have to put more balls blocking it.
Right. So pay extra special care as you're getting down into your shot. Like really see the line, and then the main thing is right when you get down and you land on the table,
Right.
you want it to look like it's straight in because that's your first priority. 'Cause
Right.
if you're not lined up straight on this ball, then it doesn't matter how nice you stroke it. So because you want it to come back on your line. You come back a little further on your backswing. That was close. You had another 1.5 inches. A little lower. You're not quite hitting it as low. If you hit it a little lower, it's going to come back quicker. So we're going to
Stop.
So we're going to see your follow through now in the bridge up close. We'll get a little closer. Get bridge tight. A lot better. I mean, it went to the side a little bit. You can always that's more fixable. Your aim is always fixable, but the fact that you pulled back and made a nice stroke, that's all you right there, you know. So it's better to have that. You can always make your aim more accurate.
I'll close that one eye. Try that.
Keep that bridge tight. Stay down. Okay, so there, you had a few more inches on your backswing.
Yeah.
You didn't pull back all the way. So pull back all the way. Get that ferrule all the way back to your fingers. You were right about here.
Yeah.
So it's much more difficult to have power if you don't pull back. There you go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey.
Getting there. It's a good line. So now you know that was almost perfect. You just need to hit it harder now, right? Because everything else will look good. And you're almost right there. Okay.
And then stay through.
At the moment of impact, your hand had dropped, so the tip was up also. So keep that angle.
Come on, come on.
About the same as the other one, maybe an inch further. That's good though. The more good ones you get, the better.
Had the shot. If nobody was blocking it, I would have had the shot.
Yep. Yeah, you had a good angle.
I came up.
Yeah, your hand dropped.
Yep. Rats.
Yep, you gotta hit that ball low.
No.
You had
Yeah, I
increased
know.
your angle too much.
I tried to do something different.
Shoot that down. I mean, you can do that. You can really shoot down, but if you're going to elevate a lot, then you don't want to hit it too low,
No.
right? Because then you scoop it. So you got to hit it here, but then you got to hit it real hard. But I say get down, stay further away from the ball.
All right.
Solid bridge, and really lift up your hand in your backswing when you come back. Pull back further. Yeah. There you go.
Don't hit it.
That's all.
Hit that nipple.
That was looking really good. The only thing I could see a little anticipation in your head
Yeah.
when you went you almost went like that.
Yeah.
Right. So I want you to separate your stroke from your body.
Okay.
I want you to go. Just use your hand back to here, and then
Okay.
keep your head still. Okay, so your chip went to here and then right back here. Right. So let's do it a couple times with no ball. Okay, so this is the object ball. You can see that. This is your cue ball, but we're not going to have the cue ball there.
Okay.
But I want you to show me your couple real good strokes. Okay. Okay, that's enough practice strokes. Let's get right into the strokes. Do a few of them in a row. All the way back. Don't even do a practice stroke. All the way back. All the way back. You're 2 inches shy. Yeah. There you go. Keep that bridge hand tight. There you go. Keep it tight. Don't let it waver at all. Especially that middle finger or this one and or whatever you're doing in here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it move. Yeah, pull back a little. Get that barrel all the way into your hand. Get back a little more, chin down, and feel the stillness of your body.
Yeah.
And how your arm's moving, but your body doesn't move actually 1 millimeter, right?
Right.
You can't kind of fudge your way into a good shot. You got to do the good shot is about not moving your body, right?
Right.
That's what brings you up to those levels that you want to be at.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to work on is don't move your body, don't move your body.
Okay.
You got to get the feeling of what it's like to move your arm without moving your body.
Okay.
Right? So that's what you're trying to get. That will bring the results. So even when you get to the shot and you feel nervous, tell yourself, okay, keep my body still, relax, keep my body still, just move my arm, keep my body still. If you forget that and don't do it, then it's going to all fall apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't care if you have to talk to yourself for the next 3 weeks or 3 months to get you to do it, or if it's 2 hours or whatever it takes to get you to get that result.
Keep my body still.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the game. And the bridge hand, you got to keep, and pulling back, I think is going to be a nice addition for you. Pulling back all the way.
Find a comfortable bridge. My hand has some issues with it.
Yeah. Well, we can try to figure that out too. But for the most part, it's been looking good.
I like like when the thumb's on the table.
You like tucking that middle finger under, huh?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
I can't, I have to,
Oh, you
or
do?
else I'm up too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or unless you went back a little further, like 3-4 inches, but.
There's no way. There's no way I'd be able to get the bridge.
What if you turn your
I
hand
could
over?
do that.
Like, put your middle finger out one time? Yeah, what if you turn your hand over this way? This finger won't bend, will it?
Not that way.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, tuck it under.
Yeah, I'm stuck with it. So.
Yeah, but
sometimes I leave it out, you know, like that I can leave it.
I'm gonna try your bridge. So I'm gonna put my middle finger under. So yeah, you can get all the way down to here. Put your thumb on the table if you want, or just prop it up on top of your middle finger, or just squeeze right here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
Squeeze
you're doing.
on the thumb, yeah.
You could, yeah. It kind of hurts me. I don't want to. It kind of hurts when I squeeze my thumb down, but right
Yeah,
there
this
looks
feels
pretty good.
alright.
That looks pretty good. Okay, so you're gonna have to pull back further though. So, but you can choke up actually. If you choke up, it's gonna be easier to pull back further. Chin down a little bit because you're gonna scoop it. If you hit it right there, pull back. There you go.
Starting to get stiff.
Um,
I'm an old guy, you know.
might just be getting started, man. You might catch, I don't know what to call it.
What's that?
Third wind.
Third wind?
Catch your third or second wind.
Oh,
I don't know.
I haven't caught a half wind
Oh,
after
yeah?
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I don't like that. I like this. I'll do that.
You like that one?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, get your chin down though. There you go. Now remember, you're not moving your body. Just another practice shot, right? That cue ball's not even there. Okay, that was really good. You just didn't hit it that low.
Yeah.
We didn't really drop your hand or do a major mistake there. You just needed another degree of angle.
Yeah.